So can't wait to have him. In a short while, I'm going to bring him on, and then you know what that means. You know, earlier on, we had Adeshewa Josh from Turkey, and it was a very wonderful session. It was a wonderful session from Adeshewa Josh. Thank you so much, Shewa, for coming on the conference. We appreciate you. Okay, it's almost time to bring in Coach Triple A. Okay, and then we are going to see how great and how wonderful this friend of mine has been. You know, call him so many names. So Triple A, if you are watching right now, all right. So who is Coach Triple A? Who is Coach Triple A? Triple A, as he is popularly called among colleagues and clientele, is also regarded as experience as a leadership development guide to the many emerging business and corporate leaders. He has coached and guided successfully. He has 10 years experience as a marketing communication professional and the 6 years experience as a UK certified executive and life coach and a neuro-linguistic program practitioner, I beg your pardon. He developed the highly effective Smash It Goal Planner, which is being used by top business and corporate executives across street leaders of various organizations across Africa. He is particularly very passionate about women leaders because he was raised by a strong woman leader and among strong women. He believes women have so much potentials but don't often believe in themselves enough due largely to the society that has raised them to think as inferiors. Therefore, when working with emerging career, leadership, and business, and to do it in style. Ladies and gentlemen, for close to 20 years right now, we've been together, impacting life, business of impacting life together. There you go, Triple A in the building.
My bunny.
Yes, my what's up? You look poppy.
My bunny. No, I'm sorry. The whole world. This has been my man, my brother, my dude, my bro, my boy. We've been in this. We've been best of friends for about 20 years now, man. So excuse us if we use some slangs and that you don't. I'm sorry. But boy,
oh God, good to have you on the conference.
Thanks, and really appreciate it.
And congratulations on your conference too. Your conference has become a landmark in Nigeria.
Whoa, man.
Conference. Oh, totally,
awesome.
It was explosive. You know, it's awesome. A privilege to be among the array of speakers that you had there. And I, in fact, I have not recovered from the experience I had. Thank you so much for being a trailblazer. Thank you so much for being
awesome, man. Awesome, man. And I must appreciate you for agreeing to speak at the Shift conference as well. You delivered on an astronomical level. Like when I was preparing for this, I said, I'm gonna deliver that Shift like crazy, man. But it's an honor. it's an honor to be here with you, man. I mean, because these things, you know, the interesting part is that these things, we talked about them when we were just, I mean, 200 level students in the university.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we talked about these things, that these are things that we're going to go and do with our lives.
Yeah.
And here we are, about 20 years after. Look at this. You're hosting a global conference. People from all over the world, top level speakers all over the world are speaking. And this is just the beginning. It's not. This is not the end. It's just the beginning. So it's a lot to be thankful to God for. I'm also thankful to God the fact that, you know, this lockdown period, my clothes are not really fitting me as much again. So I can't wait for the lockdown to be over so
So you hit the gym.
I can go to the gym or do something about this, because I'm wearing now, my arms are tight. I'm like, geez, man. And I mean, and then look at, I'm not shaved, so I've not had the hair rather.
And I'm sure your mask won't be fitting again, because I can see your cheeks, have, blown beyond proportion.
Who is asking you a question now? Yeah, who is asking you? I was saying, you see your observation of my observation.
Oh God, good to have you. Good to have you. Good to have you.
And I must say,
so
all the speakers that have spoken at the shift, I'm sorry, at the Living Above Fear conference has been awesome. I mean, wow. I tuned into Hazel's session. I tuned into the only session I missed was Steve's. Again, all the speakers
was powerful. It's on YouTube already.
Have been awesome. I mean, she came in as the accountant that she was, and she you know, she dealt with the topic and dealt with it effectively, helping people be able to see how to be able to get a hang of their finances in this time. And then the last session with Shewa, that was awesome. You know, talking about her own fears and how she's going to deal with her own fears. And you know, one of the greatest fears you can have is to be able to go and face impending possible death, risking your life. That's one of the major fears that people have. I guess the only fear that is most people complain about, that they have more fears over death, is probably public speaking. So more people say that they are afraid of public speaking more than they're afraid of death. I don't know how that works. Maybe for some of us who have a gift at it, maybe we might not understand it as much. But it's been an awesome conference so far. Well done, bro. Well done. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me quickly interact with our viewers, and then I'll bring the first question, and then I set you free. I lose you, because if we are to continue like this, it won't be a show. It will just be. It will be
a conference, not a gist, not a chat room.
Above fear conference, not living above fear gist. Okay. Kemsey Brimes, thank you for joining. I so much appreciate you. Steve is always there. Steve is powerful. Thank you, Steve, for joining. Ajibola Pelemo, that's my brother. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much. Eating too much, everybody.
Oh, that was him.
Locked now. Yes, my brother from Argentina. My brother from Argentina, Rodolfo Guajado. I love you so much. Gracias, bravo on what you are doing in Argentina, and thank you for making me one of your solidarity ambassador, bro. I'm going to tell you too.
Awesome.
I became an ambassador of Queer.
You're not an ambassador, guy.
Argentina. Thanks, dear friend. From our organization.
You're global now.
Yeah, we're worldwide.
Worldwide. You deserve some accolades.
Thank you, Rodolfo Guajado from Argentina. Thank you, Lois John Ibro. Thank you from Abuja. Thank you so much for joining. You are a wonderful minister of God, and I really appreciate what you are doing. You are also you. So, AAA, you are in the building right now, and I'm going to really release you so that people will benefit from who you are and then what you have been doing for a whole lot of people. Now, this thing that you're about to do on our show it, I mean, you take a whole lot of money from people, and people are even willing, are begging to pay you,
Yeah.
and before, maybe before you go, we will talk about some of your products before you go. So we're glad you are giving us the opportunity to come and do it live right here, free of charge. Thank you so much for that. You are a life coach and a business strategist, and you have helped individuals and businesses achieve desirable results. Now, was there any time in your life you were fearful about a particular thing, or a decision or a move, something like that?
I was fearful about anything, right? Was I ever fearful? I don't experience fear. Nah, that's a lie. I deal with fear every day. I deal with fear every
Wow,
day, every
the
single
coach
day. There's
himself,
one
the
thing or
coach
the other.
himself.
Yeah. So
Mm,
it's fear is as far as I'm concerned, is a daily companion that
mm,
you do not want, but you have no choice but to live with. As long as you
mm.
have emotions, fear is an
Wow,
emotion, and it will
wow.
consistently be available, to constantly be around you, to constantly be in you. There are a lot of things that you want to do that all of a sudden you will have this hesitation, you have this uncertainty,
Mm.
and that uncertainty will lead to fear. So fear
Okay,
is a daily emotion that we all have to experience. There is no
okay,
human being that would tell you that, oh, I don't have fear. There's a
mm,
friend of mine here in Nigeria, and I was interested. It was interesting when Shawa mentioned it, that created a
okay,
conference called the Do It Afraid conference. She created a whole product around
okay,
doing it afraid, meaning that you cannot escape fear. I'll say that
okay,
again. You
mm,
cannot escape fear, but you
okay,
can be in charge of your fears.
mm. Wow,
You cannot escape fear. Fear
mm,
is a natural occurrence,
mm.
but you can be in charge of your fears.
Charge.
So as long
Wow,
as you are alive, fear will
mm,
always be around.
mm.
As long as
Wow,
you're alive, I don't know around. And believe fear is always going to be around. You can't escape it. You must have to learn to live above it.
mm,
You
mm.
understand?
Wow,
That's why I love the
yeah,
title of this conference, Living Above Fear, because it tells you that it will always be there. So now, what are there are a million and one challenges. If it's something that I deal with every day, there's a million and one challenges that create fear in me every day,
mm.
literally.
Wow,
So, but I would say that one of the monumental ones of recent, it has been in the areas of my personal life. There are
okay,
some things that I thought that I'm supposed to have done by now that I couldn't, that I didn't get done, and I was feeling that, oh, maybe this thing will not work out.
okay,
And it became something that for a few days I was walking around with that fret inside of
okay,
me, thinking that thing will not work out. But this is the thing: I have trained my mind over the years to be able to live above fear. So unfortunately, I have faced different things, but there's hasn't been any fear that's been able to keep me down for too long.
okay,
So what I will be sharing with us today
yeah,
is how to be able to live above those fears and be able to
okay,
achieve your goals and dreams in life. Do you
okay,
understand? So
yeah,
it's because, like I said, it's an everyday occurrence. Fear is part of life, and you will
mm,
have to face it. So first things first. First of all, accept that fear is part of life, and you always have to face it on a daily basis. Once you
wow,
know, so fear is
yeah,
like that annoying relative that you
mm.
have, that that you just can't. You see them at family functions and all those stuff. You can't get rid of them.
Yeah, yeah,
So, but you have to learn to manage and walk around them to live your life, literally. So, one thing you don't do is you don't give that relative stay for 2 days. Sorry, there's no space.
mm.
With the room, the guest room, we have put a lot of load there, and then there's no space to really have them come in for you to come and stay if you do, because when they stay one day, to
Yeah,
get them out will be a problem.
will be
So
problem.
fear is that relative that you have that you don't let him come in at all. So it was, and the interesting part is that fear is persistent. So it will always come at your door and knock. I want to come and stay one day. And you tell, so you have to tell fear, not today. So that actually brings me back to, I'm a big fan of GOT, Game of Thrones. Hey, Steve, I see Steve saying, "Hey there, Steve, man, how are you, boss?
Baba.
Good to see you, Baba."
Thank you for
Now,
joining.
I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones, and I remember, if anybody who is a GOT fan out there, if you're a GOT fan, just give me your thumbs up, say GOT for life. I mean, that was probably one of the most gory and most bloody series I've ever watched in my life, but one of the most powerful life teaching series, movie series I watched in my life as well. So now, Aya was a girl, and our girls are supposed to, get married, have children, be a wife, and be a queen at the best. But she's a younger daughter. So, but Aya is like, she's a tomboy. So her father saw that in her and saw that when her brother is practicing shooting arrows, and she will be doing her own. So the father now got her a trainer from somewhere in Europe to come and train her on how to fight. And the man said something to her. He said, "What God do you serve?" And she said, she mentioned all the gods. And he said, "There's only one God. His name is death. And there's one thing we say to death, not today."
Wow.
And that was a powerful statement. So I want to borrow that from Game of Thrones and tell you that there's one thing you say to fear every day, not today. That's one thing you must say to fear every day, not today. And if you have that at the back of your mind, fear will not be able to come in. And because once it comes in, it takes control. And once control is no more in your hands, then you are at the mercy of fear. The actions that you take, the next sequence of events in your life are out of your control. And let me start by saying this. I would like to start what I call the anatomy of fear. So what is the meaning? What is fear in fact? What does it even mean? What is fear? Says, now, I will take it from this angle. Now let me start at the very, very beginning. Now, as a human being, we are broken into 3 dimensions, 3 parts. The spiritual, the soul, the spirit, the soul, and the body. We are broken, and most of us know this, that we're broken into 3 parts: the spirit, the soul, and the body. Now, the spirit is really who we are. The soul is what we use in connecting with the spirit realm and the physical realm. Don't get scared on me. Now, and the body is the apparatus, the tool, the suit we wear to be able to operate on the physical realm. Okay. Now, I would leave the spirit for now. That's a discussion for another day. Okay. But let's look at the soul. Now, the soul, most of the times, the soul in its own is the tools that it uses to communicate and connect with both worlds, spiritual and physical, are 3 things: the intellect, or in other words called the mind. The will, that is your decision making, your decision center, and third, your emotions. In fact, the soul is the home of your emotions. The soul is the home of your emotions, where your emotions is embedded. Now, there's another definition or origin or anatomy to fear, and that is the biological anatomy. That says that fear is an emotion, and emotions are electromagnetic field. Electromagnetic currents moving from your brain around your body and from your body to your brain. So, do you know there's a connection? There's a similarity between a mouse and a human being. Scientists found out that the way fear appears in the mind of a mouse is the same way it appears in the mind of a human being. So it goes to show that Fear or emotion at the basic level
Yeah.
it has its representation in the way your brain works and the way your
Okay.
body works.
Okay.
Your emotions you cannot see them particularly, but
Okay.
they are consistent. You can feel them.
All right.
And feelings, and out that for every human being we have about if I get it right now, we have about for every emotion that we have,
Okay.
it comes to about 4 watts of energy,
Okay.
and it radiates about 4 meter radius around us.
Okay.
Now, if you look at that 4 meter radius, it's basically what you call your personal space.
Yeah.
So when somebody walks into your personal space, if I move too close to you,
Yeah.
even just by moving close to the camera, it feels awkward, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
It
feels
feels
awkward. Yeah.
weird. Why are you
Feels you are
so much in my
invading a
face?
space. Mm.
Now, because we are not wired, the way we are wired, rather, we don't necessarily we like our own privacy, except it's somebody that we truly love or we are very, very familiar with.
Yeah.
So your emotions, and because that is your emotion radiation center,
Okay.
your emotions radiate in there. So if you are angry, it spreads into about 4 meter radius around you.
Wow.
If you are sad, it spreads
Yeah.
about 4 meter radius around you. I'm delving deep into the science and
Yeah.
the anatomy of
Of fear.
emotions, anatomy of fear.
Fear.
Now,
Yeah.
it radiates about 4 meter radius around you. Do you know that it's possible that when somebody walks into, not even saying a word, or even if both of you are talking,
Yeah.
after a while, the predominant emotion between the both of you, especially if you are close to each other, the predominant
Okay.
emotion between both of you will begin to transfer on the other one.
Wow.
A research was done. Let me tell you another thing. A research was done. They put two different rooms, two sets of people. They put some people who were extremely sad and put them in a particular room. And then put another room, people who were extremely happy, put them in a particular room. And then brought a new fresh set of people. Put some in the room of sadness. They're taking the sad people out and the happy people out. So they put them in the room of sadness and then put the other ones in the room of happiness. And after a while, when they came back to observe them, the people that were in the room of sadness were sad, and the people that were in the room of happiness were happy.
Okay.
So emotion is energy. We do not realize how powerful our emotions are. You know, when people talk about emotional intelligence, they just think, oh, it's just one skill that you develop. The official who learns to know how to control the electricity of his house.
Okay.
So that is how powerful your emotions are. It's like electricity. And I always describe it this way. I say that, listen, it's like building a house.
Yeah.
And then wiring the house. Called a plug.
Okay.
Or a socket. And putting it to control the electricity.
Yeah.
So that you can power your phone, your laptop,
TV.
electricity. It can either electrify your life or electrocute your life.
Electrocute. Wow.
So you must know that this is how powerful your emotions are, and how to be able to know that it can work for you or it can work against you.
Against you.
No, so that is emotions on its own, and one of the most powerful emotions that exist is fear. One of the most powerful emotions that exist is fear. But this is the thing about fear. Kunle. The thing about fear is that I call fear is a two-way coin. Fear is a two-way coin that on each of its sides are of equal value. Fear is a two-way
It's a
coin.
two-way coin.
That each of its sides, I'm trying to look for a coin around here. I'm not sure if I
Okay.
find one. Now, it's a two-way coin. Just think of a coin that has two
yeah.
sides. Now,
Yeah.
every coin that you have, is one side more valuable than the other? No.
No.
What that coin that you're holding is the same value, whether you present the front or you present the back.
Yeah. Yes.
So the coin is the same value. That's exactly how fear is. One side is fear, and the other side is faith.
Wow.
And they have the same value. You can buy the same things with them. One side is fear, the other side is faith. So when you flip the coin, whatever side that you consistently present is what it will buy for you. And that those sides are either positive or negative. So the positive side is faith. The negative side is fear. Now let me also add this before I go deeper, is that you must also understand that there is no good or bad emotion. Okay. And I've said this many times. I see my brother Soji Benz. Nice to see you, bro. Now, there is no good or bad emotion. What do I mean by that? Emotions are neither good or bad. They're only positive or negative. So first things first, people say fear is a bad emotion. Fear is not a bad emotion. Good. And I'll explain why fear is not bad. So when I just explained to you that fear is a two-sided coin. It's the coin of belief. There's one side is faith, the other side is. They can buy the same thing for you. They can buy the same amount for you. Yeah. So either it can buy you, if the coin of belief, let's say for instance, if the coin of belief can buy you 500 kg. Yeah. So the coin of belief, if you present it as fear, it can buy you 500 kg of negativity. If you present it as faith, it can buy you 500 kg of positive results. That's what I mean. That it's of two sides but equal value. Now, when I said fear is neither good nor bad, what I mean is that fear is just emotions, not just fear alone. Emotions as a whole are created by God. Believe it or not. Fear, anger, sadness, what else? Other negative emotions you have out there. They are all created by God. God, it was not devil that created them. Okay. God created those emotions. And why did he create such emotions? Why? Because they are for your own, you and I's good. Fear is for your good. That's another part. Somebody else might be wondering, trivially, what are you talking about? Yes, fear is for you and I's good. Fear was not created for your evil. Fear was created for our good. Our good. Why? Because fear is a messenger. It's just emotions as a whole. And I'm delving back to emotions because of what I call indicators of meaning. Okay. Meaning that what they do is that they are messengers that carry meaning from our brain to our body, and from our body to our brain. Now, the meaning that you deduce from those messages is now depending on you. Okay. So a good example is this. Somebody can say to you now, if you and I are best of friends, we are brothers. So, when we talk at times, sometimes I will abuse you and we'll be laughing. You know what I say? Idiots. And we will laugh about
especially when I'm beating you on PlayStation.
On PlayStation, I mean, holy idiot. Now, you imagine now you are laughing. You see that? Now, somebody else will come and call you idiot and you'll be like, why would you say that? Why would you call me idiot? Yeah. And it will elicit a different response from you. Same word. Yeah. Same word, yes. But generating different One emotions. Gets you angry, the one makes you laugh. Isn't that weird?
Wow.
Why would the same words come to you, and one will get you upset. The other one will make you laugh. Another sometimes you can be slapped and you will be apologizing to the person that slapped
you. Depending on who slapped you.
It's depending on what that person means to you.
Okay.
So it's not about what was done to you. It is the meaning of what was done to you that matters. So if you are as a son, you do something upsetting to your mother and your mother gave you a slap, you will be like, Mommy, I'm sorry. Is that all the response you will come up with? Yeah, Mom, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. She got upset and slapped you. You will not be angry. But if your gate man all of a sudden comes, your security man and said, "Oh, God, why are you packing like this?" and slap your face. Why? What happened? You be like, are you mad? Yeah. So that's exactly. Now, the same action, two different responses. Why? Because what matters is what that thing means to you. That's what determines the emotion that you elicit. So a message was sent to your brain, something has happened in you or around you, and the meaning of that is what determines how you respond and how your body naturally responds. And that response is natural based on the meaning. So if it is something that means, oh, it's my friend that's calling me idiot, and your natural response, you laugh. You don't think of it you don't say an idiot. Your natural response is to be upset. You don't think of it as, should I be upset or not? You are naturally upset. So it's instinctive. So emotion is based on what it means.
Emotion is based on what
it means. So now that brings us to fear. Now, haven't been able to explain that for emotions as a body. Now let's bring it down to fear. Now, if emotions is based on what it means, that means fear is based on what it means to you. Now, fear, like I said earlier, all emotions are just messengers. Fear is just a messenger telling you that something that is threatening to your life or something that you hold dear is coming. Or something is here that is threatening your life or your livelihood. Okay. That's the message it is passing across to you. It does not mean that you are dying, or it does not mean that it doesn't mean anything evil. It's just a message to tell you that look, there is a threat to your life here, and there's a threat to your livelihood. That's just the message that fear carries. So when you see fear from that perspective, you'll be like, okay, so this guy, Smith, who was working in his workshop, and he was working his workshop in a small village. And all of a sudden, one particular afternoon, Death came past. And Death was going in his black robe, just holding his pitchfork, and just going. And the guy was like, Mr. Death, is that not you? He said, oh, Mr. Blacksmith, how you doing? I said, oh, yeah. Where are you going to? Oh, nothing. I'm just going about my business. He said, what's your business today? Oh, I'm going to the next village. I have about 20 people that need to go. I need to take them. I said, oh, okay. So Mr. Death left, and instantly he sent message, because the blacksmith married from the next village. So he immediately sent message to his wife's relatives, his in-laws, that listen, Death is coming, and he's coming for 20 people. Please take care of yourself, protect yourself. Don't let anybody out in your house. Lockdown. Let there be a lockdown. So he mainly sent the message there. 2 days later, the message came back to him, and he heard that 50 people died. Huh? He said 50? But Death said only 20 people he's only taking 20 people. Why 50 people died? And then so the day after, when Death was now passing by again with his bag of souls, and was just walking along, after a good day's job. And he now said, Mr. Death, sorry. I don't like liars. See, what I don't like is lies. You said you're going to take 20 people in that next village, but you took 50. He said, me? I didn't take 50. I took only 20. Fear took the rest. So what that means is that a lot of times what kills people is their lack of control over fear.
Wow.
So they passed a message across to that village, telling that village that a threat to their lives is coming.
It's coming.
Rather, for them to be able to take precautions, they started taking action based on that information.
Yeah.
The message that was passed across. They allowed the message become their master. The messenger become the master. And once and fear is only a messenger, it will destroy.
Wow. Powerful. AAA. Powerful.
So a messenger does not understand what it means to be a master. Once you put in master position, it will destroy. So once you allow fear, who is just your messenger, take over affairs, it will create destruction.
Wow. This is wonderful. This is amazing.
So that is the reason why you must see fear for who he is. First of all, you cannot avoid him forever. He is always there.
It's always there. Yeah.
Secondly, is that once something is entered into when fear enters into your space and his job is to send you the message, you don't give him the keys of the house and say, take over, come and handle our affairs. The minute he gives him the keys of the house, he's like, oh my God, where do we start causing havoc?
It takes over the whole house.
And causes destruction. I haven't been thinking for my notes. My apologies. I did have notes that I wanted to share. I was speaking from them. Yes, I think I wanted to. Yes, I wanted to say 4 simple reasons why you shouldn't give in to fear.
4 simple
reasons. Sorry, we give in to fear. 4 simple reasons you give in to fear. Number 1 is lack of information.
Lack of information.
And you know when who was it yesterday that was speaking yesterday? I think it was
Michelle.
Who did we have yesterday afternoon?
That should be Michelle. Yeah, was it Michelle? No, I think it was Shewa that was talking. I talked about research. Shewa this morning.
Yes, this morning. And she talked about research. And when you do research, that when she was going to go to the Boko Haram infested area, that the research that they did took their fear from 90 to 40%, and it agreed with what I had in mind to share with us, meaning that when you lack information, fear increases. When you are not well informed, if you lack information at all, fear will take over. Okay. That's number 1. Number 2, another reason why we step into fear is lack of. Number 1 reason why fear consumes us is lack of information. Number 2 reason why fear consumes us is uncertainty. When you are not sure what is going to happen.
Like we are having right now, people don't know what's going to happen.
Volatile, it's uncertain, it's chaotic, and it's what's the A? I can't remember what the A is now. So what it is when you have uncertainty, it creates fear. Uncertainty creates fear. Misinformation, number 3, misinformation creates fear. Now there is a difference between lack of information and the misinformation. When you are misinformed, it naturally just creates fear. So take for instance, the people out there who are saying at this time, they are giving a lot of wrong information about this whole COVID-19, and it's just creating unnecessary fear. Do you understand? Then 4th is lack, and the most important one is a lack of control. I know that you run the Control HQ and that you teach control as one of your major tools of success in life.
Core tools.
So I believe in that. When it comes to control, Kunle Pelemo has the control when it comes to control. So you need to go there and talk to him and ask him to let him discuss with you on how to be able to get control of your life. But let me just share the little that I know in this control matter. is
Okay,
that
boss.
if you are able to have control, fear is under your jurisdiction. Fear will remain your messenger and remain your servant. Now, what you're supposed to do with fear is flip it on itself. When fear comes with a message, calculated, informed action on what to do. So take, for instance, when this whole lockdown happened and pandemic appeared, begin. Some people were like, hey, what do I do? Some people were even blank. And people respond to fear in different ways. So some people respond to fear in the sense of, oh, Kunle, let me know when I have like 10 minutes or 15 minutes more.
Okay. Okay.
So some people respond to fear.
We have 10 minutes more. 10 minutes.
10 minutes more. All right, boss. Some people respond to fear in different ways. Some people they run.
Okay.
Some people are frozen in one position.
Okay.
So our responses to fear is different. Now, but if you had information,
all right,
it gives you a measure of control, and control is power. You can then use that fear and then use that for your own advantage. So what do I mean? So take for instance, I'll use this pandemic as an example. When the whole thing happened, what did you do? When they said there was lockdown and a lot of people were uncertain, and based on my work as a coach, a lot of clients were calling me, coach, what I've worked with. And what we're going to be talking about is how to reroute and redesign their goals for 2020, because the goals they had at the beginning of the year, now we have to review them and reanalyze them and re-strategize for the year 2020. So a lot of them are just in a standstill. They don't know what to do. So, but if you have the right information, so what you're supposed to do is close your door, get your whole family back inside the house. So when you have control and you can see everybody, you close your door, you then go online or go on TV, find ways to get information about what is really going on out there, and then know what is the best action to take and how to be able to move forward. Here you are, you and I are here, we are creating conferences, programs, and all that. Why? Because we're able to take what the information that has come to us, that there is a threat to the lives of everyone, and then we are now be able to look at it, get all the necessary knowledge and information that we need, and then come out with a solution that will take us forward.
Wow.
So when fear comes, unless in times where it is very, very obvious that your life is in danger, maybe somebody is trying to take your life, or someone has a gun about to shoot you, those ones are impending danger, immediate dangers that you must take immediate action.
Yes.
Okay? And sometimes it's all, like you always say in Lagos, people just used to run without seeing exactly what is chasing them. You say, hey, people just like, what is it? Say, some boys are just playing. So is that what you are running?
Who started the run was just on a jog.
Just jogging. You get
exercise.
So that's the thing. So there are situations like that where you have to check to be sure, okay, what do I do? But there's situations that come and you know your life is in immediate danger, you must take action. You don't think, you take action. But other than that, if it's not an immediate danger, it's something you can still take time to get information on what's really going on and then know what action to take. So information gives you control, and control is power.
Wow.
Now, let me also mention before I go that you must understand, again, you also must understand the dynamics between your emotions and your physiology, which is your emotions and your body.
Yeah.
They are synergized, and they are and there's a synergy among them, and they are synchronized. Right? So now, normally emotions influences your physiological response, but scientists have now proven that you can use your body posture to trigger your emotions. Meaning that you can reverse engineer the process.
Okay.
So normally when an emotion comes to you, you respond.
You respond, okay.
But you must now begin to learn to use your body to trigger emotions.
Emotion.
Now, one of the main they get into a role, and they get into a particular zone when they are acting a particular character, and maybe they need to get sad. So there are two ways they do it. Let me share their secret with you. Don't tell anybody. Okay. There are two ways they do it. One way is that they either begin to think of something that hurt them way back before, and gets them in a sad, if they need to be sad, and get them in a sad mood. Or they learn to master their body and position themselves in a posture of sadness. And after they position themselves in that posture of sadness for a few minutes, what happens is that the emotions of sadness begin to run inside their biology.
Wow.
So what that means is that there are chemicals that create certain emotions in your body. There's what you call the feel-good hormones, where you have dopamine, and then there's what you call the stress hormones that you call cortisol. So your stress hormone comes, and if you position yourself in a particular way, a research posture for 3 minutes. If you stand like Wonder Woman or Superman for 3 minutes, if you're feeling down and you just stand like Superman for 3 minutes, your biological emotions will change, literally, and a new set of feel-good hormone will be released into your body, and you will feel great just by standing like Wonder Woman. Why? Because your mind cannot tell the difference. It cannot tell whether it is once we are in a position of strength, of power, for a while, consistently for a while, it begins to send messages that why are we feeling down? The body is saying that we are confident, we are powerful. So why are we feeling low, or feeling down? So instantly it begins to pump the chemicals, the dopamine, into you to make you feel in congruence with your body posture. So you can use your body to actually trick your mind. So if you're not feeling, if you're feeling negative, or you're feeling if you're feeling fearful, what is the opposite of fear? It's faith. And when you have faith about something, what do? You take massive action. You take powerful action towards what you want. And the more you go for it, the more the likelier you are to get it, the more confident you become. It's something I have seen practice in the Bible, and I've seen it practice on the football field. David and Goliath. Oh my. Yeah. David and Goliath. So let me use the football field. Now, why do you think the small teams, the Sunderlands of this world, why do you think they will beat a whole Man City? How do you think that happens? Why? Because they come with a game strategy that they will defend for 80 minutes or 70 something minutes. If excuse me, if they can handle their defense for about 70 minutes and not concede, what will begin to happen is that Man City, with all their big stars and big players, will begin to lose faith in themselves and begin to become afraid that are we going to draw this game? Or at this point, if these guys score one goal like this, with the way they have locked up the defense, it will be hard to open them up again. That means there's a chance that we might lose the game. Fear begins to trick into Man City, and Man City will begin to make mistakes. And at that point, the smaller team, Sunderland, sees that opportunity and says, they are already making mistakes. Let's try harder. Let's push them. That's why they will just throw one nonsensical guy who can run
up
and
front,
the ball to him, and that guy will just create, and there will be one mistake in the defender, a solid defender that will be defending well all season.
The next thing,
go. One slight mistake, and that goal will end that end. That's the end.
And that's the end.
That's
Yeah,
the end.
yeah.
Psychology.
Wow.
At that point, they have flipped the psychology on the big team. And that's how the small team
Wow.
beats the big team. And that is how
Wow.
fear gets into our lives every day. You can flip it into faith and get
Yeah.
positive results for your life. Let me leave it there.
Whoa.
1 hour is not enough.
Ah, yeah.
Let me leave it
One
there.
hour looks like 1 minute.
I'm
One
serious
hour
now. I
looks
won't
like
lie,
one
because
minute.
these are topics
Ah,
that I
I'm
love talking
telling you,
about. I can
listen,
talk about it all
I
day,
know that, and that's
literally.
why I had to release you and let you just do your thing. And I know a whole lot of
Thanks,
people,
boss.
look at what Steve is saying. Steve says he loves the football examples.
Well,
Mommy Shash,
yeah,
thank you for joining. We appreciate you. Nora Kimberly Shiamaka, thank you for
but
joining.
Steve, I'm talking about
Tokwe,
soccer now. I'm not talking about
yeah.
American football, but I believe the same applies in American football, though.
In US, football is different from UK
Yeah,
and,
no,
and
they
the
have they don't have the original football. We have the original football. I don't know
West.
how something you throw with your hands becomes football.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah. Tokwe is thank you for joining. Belefin, that's Naomi from Cameroon. Thank you for
wow,
joining.
awesome, awesome,
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
awesome.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for everything you did while I was in Cameroon, or
Mm.
while I went to Cameroon. Thank you. I
Oh yeah, they were the
appreciate
ones that hosted in Cameroon. Awesome,
it. Yes,
awesome,
Steve O.
awesome.
says information gives you control. That's reiterating what you have said. Austin
Mm.
Large Six, okay, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We've had a whole lot of people, the poet C, thank you for joining.
Yeah, so the Liverpool fan. I hope you guys win. They give you guys the league, oh. I'm
Yeah,
not.
they definitely will
At
give
least
it
you
to
guys
them.
have worked for it, oh.
They
Let me
are
give you
they are
guys the
they are
league.
ready to finish the league. So
Ah, they want
Liverpool,
to.
don't worry. No fear, you will never walk alone. Steve, you will never walk alone. Okay, Raymond Opani, thank you.
Yeah.
Deji Oban Mind, thank you. T Anuoluwa, thank you. Ayomi Posi Adeleye, my wonderful protege, thank you. Caro Peter, thank you so much. Thanks to everybody who have joined in. AAA, before you go, I want you to do this. There is a gift you are giving to people. I don't know if the opportunity is still on. You match the price of one of your products that you are giving
Yeah.
people during this period. I know you to be a giver, and God bless you real good for doing that. Smash it so down so that people can benefit from it. Just
Yeah.
quickly tell us about it, and then we'll round off.
So basically, the business revamp is, listen, if you're a business person out there, you need to be able to begin to look at different ways of doing your business. Some of you might have to change your business, the business that you're into entirely, and go into another kind of business. Maybe you have to start looking at essentials, but you cannot do it alone. You need strategy to be able to redesign your business so your business is more applicable to now and be able to meet the needs that are available now so you can make money. You have to think fast, guys. You have to think fast. You have to think fast. You can't allow yourself begin to drag and begin to wait, and then like what we're saying, you take the information that you have and you take control over your own business. So if some business, let me be honest with you, some businesses will crash after this lockdown. In fact, some of them have crashed during this lockdown. Some businesses don't exist anymore. And your business should not be in that statistic. So what we want to do is help you do 3 coaching sessions. I'll be giving you 3 coaching sessions, but that will help you evaluate your business or the one you want to start, help you strategize it, and eventually help you take action. Now, speaking of action, I'm also giving you 1 month, 1 month accountability program free of charge. And my team, I have some team of experts in digital marketing and online marketing rather. Yeah. Now, these guys have helped us create what you call an online assault plan that can help you create a website if you don't have one for your business. If you don't have one for your business now, forget it, man.